And we are live. Welcome everyone. My name is Mayene Victory. I want to welcome you to today's virtual hangout with John Best. John Best is 27 today, and this is his 27th birthday. And we've done the physical get together, celebrated him. John Best, should I tell them this? No, let me save it for later. Okay, so today we're going to be having a guest speak to us on volunteering and personal growth and development. We saw the need to put this up together to help people who want to learn more about volunteering and how to develop themselves and also grow using volunteering as an avenue. And that is why this meeting has been put together today. And I want to sincerely appreciate everyone who has found time to honor this invitation. And on behalf of John Best and myself and all the team, I want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. And I promise it's going to be worth your time. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fulfilled and also educating and enlightening. It's going to be educating and enlightening. So before we get started, I would like us to introduce ourselves. Yeah, I can see a lot of people here. Yeah, yes, I should do introduction myself. John Best himself is here. Good to have you, John Best. Thank you for being here. I can see Ahmed, I'm sorry if I didn't get that right. Okay, peace. I can see Alexander Comfort. You're welcome, Alexander for Comfort. I can see Baba Tunde Abifarin. You're welcome. We're so excited to have you here. I can see Bitom Integrated. I guess that is the name of a brand. Welcome, Bitom. I can see our guests already here. And I can see Chinedum Sharon. Chinedum Sharon, I celebrate you. Thank you for joining. I can see Grace Olawa. Grace Olawa, you're welcome. I can see Judith Ezeuwa. I'm sorry if I didn't get that right. You're welcome, Judith. I can see Sunday Jeremiah. Sunday Jeremiah, we're happy to have you. I can see Good Luck King. Good Luck King is excited. I'm excited to have you here. And I think everyone is too. I see Precious Emmanuel. Precious Emmanuel, you're welcome. Thank you so very much, everyone, for making out time to be here. Now, let's go into the business of today. We're going to be doing a networking session afterwards. Okay, so we'll have time where we can get to talk to each other, share each other's social media handles so we can connect more. But while we get there, I would like to talk about the events. The event is basically, the theme is volunteering for personal growth and development. Like the theme is, we're going to be talking about volunteering, we're going to be talking about how we can be able to leverage on volunteering to grow personally and also as a brand, and also how we can develop ourselves. So that's basically what this event is all about. Like we know John Best, who happens to be the celebrant of today, is someone that loves, passionate about volunteering. And so we deem it fit to anchor an event or to come up with an event around volunteering to help other people, knowledge-wise, to be able to know how they can be able to use volunteering for their personal growth and development. And I'm so excited because the guest that we have in the house, let's say in the house, yes, the guest that we have in the house is an amazing personality. His name is Miss Chukwuemeka Ifrem Okenwa, and I'm going to be introducing him now, so we can get into business of the day. So he's going to be talking to us on volunteering and personal growth, and this session is going to last for 30 minutes, and after which we can move over to other thing that we have on our agenda. So please permit me to introduce our guests for today's virtual hangout. Okay, our guest is, okay, and let me get his profile so I can just introduce him well. He's popularly known as CEO. Okay, yes, CEO. He's popularly known as CEO. And due to his initials, Chukwuemeka Ephraim Okenwa. So, and then he is a social entrepreneur, a public affairs analyst, and he's the director of Queen's Model Group of Schools, the convener of Youth Decide 2021, and the TV host of Enjoy Mathematics on ESBS Channels 50. CEO is the brain behind the One Nigerian Reality Project, endorsed by the National Orientation Agency and the project lead of ADA 042 Tourism and Cultural Pageants. Okay, if your hands are not too busy, I would like you to put them together as we welcome the CEO, Chukwuemeka Ephraim Okenwa. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you.
And happy 27th birthday to our celebrant, as well as the convener for today's platform. Let me join the rest of us on this platform to wish him more of God's blessings. Lock up the windows here. Okay, so let me join the rest to wish him more of God's blessings and grace, and thank him for choosing to make his birthday memorable by organizing a section, a platform where we could interact, talk about volunteering and the role it plays in developing, as well as advancing in our career path. So I'll first love to, I think it's time to speak, right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Oh, so I have someone from Kenya here. So we have how many countries we have on this platform? I see a greeting from someone from Kenya in the chat box. Okay, it's interesting to note we also have people beyond the shores of Nigeria joined on this platform. So just to gauge our audience, the first question I would love to ask, how many of us have been involved as volunteers before now? What exactly did you do? What was your motivation? And perhaps, how did that in any way help you as an individual or in your career development? Just if you're able to do that, if I have one male, one female speak to us in two minutes, I will appreciate that.
So if you want to answer the question, I would like you to raise your hand. Use the raise your hand option so I can, okay, I can see Sunday Jeremiah. Okay. That's the male. Any female? Okay, so Sunday Jeremiah, you can go first.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay. Happy birthday to the celebrant, and I wish him long life and prosperity. And to everyone here, I'm greeting everyone from wherever you're listening to. So thanks for the moderator and our able CEO, sir. And to your question, I've been able to volunteer with two organizations. One is just a seasonal, which just 2 weeks, HIV vaccination and test. So during the period of time, for the 2 weeks, I was able to travel from southwest here to the north region of Nigeria, a kind of exposure, to meet with different kind of people, the old aged people, younger ones, and another background entirely. So that's one of the advantage. Presently, I'm working as a volunteer, as a project coordinator for an NGO, an upcoming NGO, which started last year, at the Paya Foundation. We are planning to join us to like the foundation page, Facebook and Instagram. You can search Paya Foundation. So as a project coordinator and the public relation officer of the foundation. So during our little project outing, I was able to meet people that has widened my knowledge of how people suffer as they get to extreme villages, and I see so many things. So volunteering as a job or as a passion for somebody, personally, I've developed so many things. It motivates me to foster humanitarian services. So that is just some many advantages again. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, can we have a female this time around? Just in a jiffy to share with us your personal experience volunteering in either one or two places, and how did that make an impact or a difference in your life, or in career development, or in connecting you with the next level, just simply by volunteering?
Hello.
Welcome, Alexander.
Yeah.
Alexander Comfort wants to share. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, moderator. Good evening, sir, CEO.
Yeah, good evening.
And happy birthday to John Best once again. Okay, coming to how volunteering has helped my growth and personal development. Actually, I volunteered for several organizations, and it's been awesome. Aside from access and contact, we've had different hitches too when it comes to managing people. You know, probably you're the head of that team. It's many headache. There are persons that their degrees in school and the rest are way higher than yours. So they tend to give you this attitude like you're not supposed to tell them what to do. You get. Then there are places where you go to and you meet people of high profile. It's very difficult to manage them, very difficult to manage them. But generally, volunteering has helped me improve my PR skills, my CR skills, my stage management, and all of this stuff. So volunteering is a good one, actually. Thank you.
Okay, that's amazing. Of course, within the next 10 to 15 minutes, I will share with us how we can leverage on volunteering as an opportunity for personal development. Sometimes people see volunteering as an opportunity to just be used or extorted without any commercial value in return. Unfortunately, when you get to the point of only measuring value based on the commensurate financial returns, then certainly you might miss out on the benefits of volunteering. Basically, a philosopher has this to say, that what you can do for free, you can do for a fee. What you can do for free, you can do for a fee. It's on this note that first I want us to understand, globally there are two forms of volunteering. It is called volunteering when you do that with no financial returns. But there is also a form of financial returns that sometimes could come with volunteering, where you serve, and based on the structure of maybe the engaging organization, they know if you were to be co-opted as a some volunteering opportunities that are available with the United Nations, they could pay a token just for you to be able to take care of some big stuff, but not paying you as a staff. So I want us to understand whether it's you're paid a little or you are not paid at all, or even in some instances where you are neither paid little or nothing, you still have to spend a little from the one you have as a volunteer. And honestly, when you look at it, it does appear that if you would look like you are not really getting anything, right? Why would somebody spend the money, to serve another one's purpose or to do something that doesn't have any direct financial benefits? So the first thing I want us to, and the first impression that we must have to reposition in our mind is that certain things have value, whether financial values are attached to it or not at that moment. It doesn't in any way underrate, underestimate, undermine the actual value of that thing. And once we understand that, then two things we should have done better is first, when people are posted to serve in certain areas, and you know that as PACOR members, the alawi is the alawi. It's like an entitlement. So what they actually see as salary is what you are paid in your workplace. So if the school there, you are posted to say they are going to give you 1,000 as bicycle allowance, many people will choose not to teach, choose not to work, choose not to serve, because to them, it doesn't really worth their time. But when you actually discover and understand that even if you are posted in the hinterland to serve, where there is no water, environment is harsh, the children that are there is not far lesser in any way. They were not created with lesser material than somebody that is born in Lekki Peninsula. Their brain in any way, in terms of the brain cells, is not in any way lesser. Their humanity in any way is not lesser than including the children of the United States president. With that understanding, you could know that though despite my situation, they may have chosen not to even pay you or to pay you a little, but with your understanding, you understand that you could give the next president of Nigeria a voice to emerge, to aspire from that remote village to becoming the very best he or she can ever become. And that's one of the legendary efforts involved in volunteering. So you've come to a point of evaluating service, not by the virtue of what is paid, not by the virtue of the financial benefits, but of course, you measure it by the virtue of impact, the virtue of the opportunities that is associated, and all of it. Now, the second thing that so many people would have also done better is, I know these days when students are asked to go for IT, many people, even if they are studying science laboratory, and you tell them there is a federal science platform where you can actually do research, develop yourself, even package yourself for the career, so that tomorrow when you start looking for jobs, somebody already have seen how you serve creditably within that 3 months, that 6 months, that 1 year, and is ready to absorb you. But guess what? We see some of those students who read sciences, just because maybe in those IT places they may not be paid, they perhaps would opt to sell fuel, maybe act like somebody dispensing fuel, provided they will be paid. Many of them don't mind selling beers in beer parlor or working in a hotel, provided they will be paid. But by simply understanding that the value of that work they are going to do by that moment, it will be disastrous to only measure the value only by the financial benefit that comes. Eventually, they lose out on the opportunity of stepping into the next level. And permit me to now tell you where many of us miss it. Because to me, whatever thing you call the future to do, is someone else present. Guled Ahmed, can you silence your mic? Okay. Whatever thing you call future is someone else present. And of course, the smartest way to the future is to connect to that someone in the present. Many of us, when we attend different trainings, we attend different seminars, connect with different people, they tell you the importance of having a mentor. Because whatever thing you want to be a professor. Are there not many professors now? You want to go to US, are there no people that go enter US on weekend basis and come back without even anybody knowing? You want to do anything, you want to be a billionaire. Do you know how many billionaires are currently in Nigeria? So when you hear the essence of, oh, the importance of mentoring and mentorship and getting a mentor, young persons easily approach people during networking sessions and events and make that approach and say, I want you to be my mentor. Can you mentor me? But listen to me. Mentoring does not start with the request for mentoring. Of course, you know, any great person you know out there has had several requests, tons of requests for mentoring from people. Who wouldn't want to have Dangote as a mentor? Who wouldn't want to have Tony Elumelu as a mentor? But listen to me, out of all those that come to them seeking for mentoring, there is only one way to connect with these people, and mentoring will begin. Of course, service is the path to negotiating for mentorship. When does mentoring start? Mentoring starts when you unlock the heart of the mentor. When the person can now see you as a mentee. You know, I see a whole lot of things out there. Sometimes you see young people in form of respect or whatever, they call certain persons daddies. Some others, especially in church cycle, some others are also quick to call others son. But many a times I've seen a great deal of disconnect in some of these relationships. You can call somebody a father, but the person doesn't take you as a son. Someone also can call you my son or my daughter, but to you, the person doesn't want that father figure or that mother figure to you. So there has to be a reversible reaction from me to you and from you to me. I want to give an instance. We've seen some young persons who say, I want to learn how to bake cake. You tell them, spend 6 months to learn to bake cake. It doesn't interest them. In this 5G generation, what interests us is learn how to bake cake in 3 hours. Watch it on YouTube. So guess what? You enlist to learn to bake cake in 3 days. After the 3-day training, you bake your cake. It is like fufu. You will need soup to enjoy that cake. You are wondering why is it that, you know, the cake is looking like eba. You stretch it and it's drawing. And you are wondering what exactly is happening. Why does the one that trained you, it look palatable, very sweet, friendly to the mouth? The taste is not harsh. And funny enough, for some persons also they have stayed, they stay in training for some time. And guess what they will be doing? They will be doing as though they are monitoring the person teaching them. You want to check how he's mixing it. You want to check how he's doing this. And the person discover you seem as if to say you want to know the secret. The more you try to find the secret, the more the person covers the secret. But can I tell you, there are some people that will come, humble themselves. When the madam needs, who is this person that will take the cake to this person that we bake cake for wedding? You are the one that will be found available. You take the cake to the person. Oh, we just baked a birthday cake for somebody that is doing birthday. Who will take it? You are the one available. At that particular point, there comes a time when the madam, out of many others that are there, as the disciples, will call you and say, come close. I have found you faithful. I want you now to be the one that will know what others do not know. This is indeed the difference. If you put this in the baking of the cake, it's going to make the difference. Let me use maybe an instance of the scripture for those of us that maybe are Christians. You discover in the Bible there were different levels of closeness to the Master, to Christ himself. There were 72 disciples. There were also the multitude. In that 17, you had the kitchen cabinet, the 12 of them. Out of the 12, you have the 4 that if Christ were to go to the mountain, these were the 4 he would go and share the burden with. And out of these 4, you now had a John that could lean on the bosom of the Master and get all of the secrets. What am I trying to say? Through volunteering and service, you get to connect into a heart of great people for through mentoring that will help to reposition you for a great destiny. That's number 1. I want to begin to draw our points from all of these analogies I've made. If you listened effectively, I'm sure you must have gained something. So understand that volunteering unlocks the heart of a mentor and gives you access to a great future. 2, volunteering connects you to opportunities. Sometimes opportunities come in work clothes. Many people are interested when opportunities come as, well, this is an opportunity. These are your benefits. If you do this and do that, this of course is going to be your benefit. And you are like, my, these are the opportunities I've been praying for. Oh, how many persons have actually lost opportunities without even knowing, just by despising opportunities to serve? So please, before next time you downtown certain opportunities because it doesn't come with the money you want to hear, or some of the emoluments and privileges and prerogatives you are expecting, sometimes if you are not careful, you could lose out opportunities. So opportunities come with volunteering. And then the third one where I'm going to stop. What other way does true recommendation come? Except when you hang around. One of the many things many people do not understand. And life is really that way. Some people are crying, there are no work, there are no opportunities. Let me tell you, if you get to certain height and level, or check the schedule of certain people, some are praying for God to give them 48 hours, not 24, to be able to accomplish all of the tasks. Because the reward for hard work is more work. I'm telling you the simple truth. I'm telling you that from practical experiences. By God's grace, I've seen it, length and breadth, whether I be in media, like you have so many young persons saying, when can I get an opportunity to analyze issues on national televisions, on newspapers, on radios? For people like me, I do not have enough time to grant press to all of them. So many times I see myself turning down on it, not because I'm proud, but because certainly you can't, of course, you just have to set our priorities at certain times. Same also comes with opportunities. Now, certain opportunities, as some people are crying, oh, I don't have opportunities, oh, I don't have opportunities. Many people with all their business is getting more recommendations and they are busy. Guess what? When all of those opportunities come, do you know the first people they think of? People who are connected to them. People who they have proved their consistency and they can make recommendation. So that is why, for anybody that are listening to me, you are looking out for opportunities for work, to get married, to get to the next level, to travel out, to attend certain conferences, to earn scholarships, and you are not in any way investing into people's hearts by volunteering, by endearing yourself to them, such that when opportunities come and they are thinking, who is the young person I know, 1, 2 young person I know that is reliable, that I want to favor with this opportunity. If you don't come up at that moment in people's thoughts, because don't forget, everyday conversations are going on. People are having conversations here and there. In those conversations, recommendations are made. In those conversations, people are discredited. Do you know, even in contracts, somebody can say, give this guy this contract. Another voice will speak and say, give this guy, he's not going to deliver. He's a mediocre. Are you going to be there? You know, for those that are concerned of what people said about them and you want to confront them, you can only have the opportunity of confronting less than 1% of people say about you. Over 99% of what people say about you, you will not be there when they will say it. Blessed are you if it's a good recommendation that will help to move you to the next level. Howbeit, if you keep getting negative recommendations, then certainly you won't be able to step up to the next level. There won't be that opportunity for personal development and for professional development. This whole thing has worked for me in several ways, like under many different platforms. Let me just give like 2 instances, right? I use the changemakers.org as an instance. I connected with one of the lecturers, young lecturers in UNITA, United Nations Institute for Training and Research. And I started taking some of their short courses. Some you pay for it, some are free. And I was dedicated. Through that, I reached out to the lecturer and then we started talking about what can we do together? Can we organize programs for, you know, young professionals that may have interest in taking courses in United Nations? I volunteer, pay for venue, arrange for TV, cameras, and all the rest to have like a web conferencing where he could speak to young Nigerians, right? You know, who are physically in one venue, and then he can join virtually. Through that, we started building a relationship. With that, he connected me to his old school teacher in Germany, who is the founder of the changemakers.org. Through that, we connected. So when we are now talking about diversifying to countries, at the moment, there is only one country in Africa, and that's Nigeria. And of course, only one school is involved in that program to represent the continent. And that's, of course, the school where I am the school director. How did it happen? Through volunteering. Through volunteering. Today, I've had the opportunity of being voted in for 4 national security trainings in Nigeria. In most cases, you have the higher cadre from the security architecture being part of that training. How did I get to be voted in for such training? Volunteering, service. I connected with the National Orientation Agency, offered myself for service, and started connecting in that ladder. Through connecting and being dedicated in security platforms and training, in one of it, it was done in partnership with the Nigerian Institute for International Affairs. And in 2 months ago, I was co-opted in as a member, a full member of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. So keep rising on that note. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to end here. And if there's 1 or 2 questions, one male, one female, I'm going to take that before I rush in for another assignment. So thank you, and once more, happy birthday, John John Best.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. It's the CEO, sir. That was a wonderful session. I really got value from all you have said. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one. I really got so much from the volunteering and session. We talked about evaluating service, not by virtue of finance, but for impact, where you talked about going to, when people are posted in schools and all. Yes, and then you also mentioned that the smartest way to the future is to connect. And then you talked about, you also mentioned something about mentoring, and you emphasize that mentoring does not just start with the request of saying, okay, please mentor me. No, it's not just a request. It doesn't start with just request. It starts from service, okay, where you have to offer your service to your mentor and all. And then you said when you unlock the heart of the mentor, it means a line like that talking about unlocking the heart of the mentor. It's very, very a key point that I noted there, because this will give you access to a great future. Yes, yes. And you talked about volunteering connects you to opportunities. And then you said the reward for hard work is not just work. Okay, it's about what? Having a mentor to guide you. Okay, and then if you want to get recommendations, if you want to stop getting negative recommendation, there won't, if you keep getting negative recommendation, then there won't be an opportunity for development. That was the last point I noted. So thank you so very much. At this juncture, I want to find out if we have any questions from the audience. Do you have any questions for our guest speaker before I would let him go, because he said he has other things he needs to attend to? Please, if you have questions, please, can you either raise your hand or type it in the chat section? I will read it to our guest speaker. If you have questions, please raise your hand, okay? And then I will also give you an opportunity to ask your question directly, or you can type it at the chat session. Okay, I can see Alexander Comfort here. I think that's our first person that raised their hand. So you can go ahead, Comfort.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so in the case where you aren't working for the NGO, but you have to volunteer because you saw the flyer online or something, stuff like that, and you're interested in volunteering, and you call in.
Okay, Comfort, your audio is not clear. Please help us with your sound. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me very well now?
Okay, yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, I said a situation where you aren't volunteering for the NGO, or you saw the flyer somewhere or an advert or whatever on social media, on banners and flags, and you decided to call in and volunteer. And questions like what can you do comes up, you list and decide to serve in one position or another. And you hear this person's making you feel like you are begging them to show your face on their platform. You get, so how do you go about it? What do you just give up and just let them be? Because yes, some person say, we have a lot of volunteers, we have hands everywhere, they're just coming, we don't even need more, and all the stuff. They're trying to make you feel like you're not wanted there. And when you go, it's like a pride something, them calling you a day to the event or some event, telling you they need those services. Do you just turn it down, or you still do it or something?
Okay, depending on the clouds, the stature of that NGO. If it's just an NGO, pretty young, and then probably they don't even have funding or international cloud and connections, they don't have a COSOC status, it's all just there, right? And some people know how to use and dump people. So the first thing would be, of course, to give you the correct advice would be to first understand the stature of that organization. If it's a very formidable one that is strong and represents a possible future for you, you could be going through a test, right? And of course, I will always tell people, if like, for instance, the fact they gave you just 24 hours notice, And you know if you stay alone, there's nothing you'll be doing with the time. Why will you want to behave like you are so busy that you can't create out the time? Just make yourself available. When your schedule gets that busy, even those that are close to you know they can't toil with your time, right? So just see that as an opportunity to serve if you see a future in that organization. But the interesting thing is, there are difficult people everywhere. So sometimes we just have to fix our eyes on the prize, like the ultimate goal, which is either to have opportunity to serve, have an opportunity to develop yourself. There is something you are looking at. It's just like somebody that wants to learn a trade. You want to learn one particular kind of fashion designed from a madam that doesn't talk to you as though you are a human. If you are very clear-sighted, you know that highest, this may just last for 6 months. It doesn't reduce you. The woman's problem of not knowing how to talk to people shouldn't be your own wahala. You know yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You could just endure for that time, get what you want, and move on. Because guess what? When you keep saying, oh, you know why they are insulting you because you came here, without giving yourself an opportunity to leave that insult zone, then anything that still happen, you will still see it. Oh, it's because of this that people are looking down on me. So once and for all, give yourself opportunity to climb through the ladder, and you discover that certainly your status also will change. Any other question?
Yes, thank you very much. We have a question here in the chat section. Ahmed Goulet said, is volunteering good only for the young people or even the professional people? I think he's trying to say if volunteering, there's a category of people that are supposed to volunteer, or is it just for everyone?
Everyone can volunteer. As a matter of fact, we've even seen people who completed their career life and they leave their region. We've seen some Americans who will travel, go to an African country, and the person will volunteer to be a classroom teacher. I met one of those times I visited, I think I was on my way from Kenya to Ethiopia. I spent some days in Kenya, and I met an American doctor. He works in those two nations. What he does is he volunteered himself to develop the doctors that are there. He is a consultant. He does specialized trainings for them so that they can serve better in their communities. Himself and the wife are both retired from active service. He's well over 70, but of course, that was a way to volunteer. Those of us that are professionals, you can go beyond your job description to use your spare time, either after work, if you will, or on weekends, to do one or two things that could help you to build a career out of career, that could position you. I've seen like a lot of people, some persons could say, okay, I may not have time to run an NGO, but I would volunteer with an NGO. And as they get active in the civic space, the time comes, maybe there could be some traveling opportunities, all expense paid. They are privy to get such information. The person ordinarily, if he checks his stipends, it might be like a big luxury to afford a flight ticket out of the country. But volunteering can give the person that opportunity. But of course, like I did mention during the lecture, it may not always look like it. In fact, the ones that may be big eventually might not look big at the first instance. It might just be a way, first of all, to assess how committed you are. And if you can follow through. Sometimes when you are volunteering, you know, some masters can be provoking. They can talk to you the way you don't like. Even someone like me, I still have those I look up to as boss, as my ogas. They may sometimes be harsh, but when they say that know they have their own rights, their brag rights. Accept it in good faith and keep your eyes on the real thing. With time, you'll certainly achieve the required destination. So thank you.
Thank you so very much, CEO, sir. I don't know, do we have any more question? One more question before we let our guest speaker go. Any question from the audience? If you want to ask question, please raise your hand, then I'll be
question.
No question. Going. Okay, we have one hand. John Best himself. Okay, let's hear you, John Best.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. CEO, sir. Amazing thoughts shared here. We appreciate your thoughts and everything. So I would like for you to talk to us on, sometimes we just see opportunities for volunteering, or we just see volunteer roles, and then because of their exotic titles, or because of those, you're president of you're going to coordinate the whole state, you're going to coordinate the South zone, you're going to coordinate the Southeast. Okay, by that you mean you're like you're going to be the national coordinator for this NGO and all of that. Because of that, we quickly run to apply. But in the real sense, when the real work comes, we find it pretty difficult to we discover that, man, the whole place, that vacuum would just be there. What would you say about that? Would you say the person is not capable, the person is not willing, is not ready? If yes, and what can be done? What should the person do? And then what can other people that are actually looking for those volunteers to help with?
In volunteering, especially when it comes to you'll be the national coordinator or even continental coordinator, always look at the stature of that organization. No organization would expect any of its units to be more efficient, more prospective than what the headquarters is. What are the digital footprints of that organization? I want to give you an instance. There was a time some young persons floated what we call the World Youth Forum, right? And they were recruiting, sent across, different requests. Interestingly, many of them were Yali Network members. So I got interested, I applied, and I was chosen as the country coordinator for Nigeria under the World Youth Forum. Now, by the time I begin to do background check, I saw that the young man involved as the leader was already battling with lots of litigations, right? He had cases to answer. And I'm like, if our world leader is this way, at least at my own level as the national coordinator, in quotes, I can't go this low, right? So always look at what is the stature, and in stature, look at what have they done in time past. Where is their headquarters? Do they have an office? Do they have a template? Do they have a curriculum? Or are they looking for people that will take advantage of their resources, their time, their energy to just answer global? They must have been able to demonstrate sustainably that they have done this, they are committed to this assignment. You look up their digital footprints online and you see that they are very much on ground. With that, you don't have anything to fear. Many of those organizations even create profile for people like UNITA, Peace Corps, right? As people do one or two things, including Yali Network, you take courses, you are building your profile, you are building your platform, you are getting to be known more. As more opportunities come, you certainly stand out as the person to be held on to. I remember like in Yali Network, when I joined Yali Network, I told myself, I want to be the most committed in all of in terms of the doings, in terms of the projects, in terms of the initiative. That was the first decision I took. And guess what? Before I clocked 35 and officially became now a senior member of the network. When Yali Network complied a 21-page report across Africa for all of the African countries that was distributed through their embassies. My work in the network covered 3 pages out of 21 pages. 3 pages out of 21. And of course, as I speak to you, the 2 of the major people that control the network, either the major person in charge of the programs, including an initiative like that for Asia and for all of the other continents. I have direct access with her anytime, any day, and including the #1 person in charge of the network. So I was able to have access to the US Department of State, which is like our own Ministry of Foreign Affairs, simply because of what? The decision that in terms of volunteering, doing the best, beating the records, no other person will beat the record more than me. And when the US Embassy in Nigeria launched the Niger Vote 2019, I was among those that were consulting for the US Embassy. Aside from me, you had watching the votes, right? By Samson Itodo, the young man behind Not Too Young to Run. And then you now have Vote Not Fight by Kingsley Bangwell and Two-Face Idibia. So when the US ambassador writes letters to both those under Yali Network, IRC, and all of their platforms, they will always mention Two-Face, mention my name, and mention Samson Itodo. How I got to all of those levels is through volunteering and the resolve that in the network, nobody will work more than me. It was a decision. And whether it worked for me, that report has only been produced once. And that one's out of 21 pages, featuring the work of young people across Africa. Mine covered 3 out of 21 pages. And that shows me it works. What I'm telling you tonight works. So look at the stature of the organization and determine whether it's something that worth your time and energy. So thank you. And on this note, I have to say a very big thank you to you all. And thank you once more, John Best. I have a friend called John Bettel also for having me on this platform. God bless you all. I beg to take my leave now.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, sir. We really appreciate you. It was an awesome time with you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so we are going to move up to the next agenda on the item right now. So this is the networking session where we get to network with each other, get to know each other, and connect. And now this is the virtual birthday hangout proper. So when you're introducing yourself, you also get to talk about how you know the celebrants. We all have just 30 seconds to do that, because we have less than 27 minutes 27 minutes more to round up this session. So everyone will be given the opportunity to introduce themselves. This is the networking session now. Introduce yourself, and then how did you meet the celebrants best? We're going to be starting with the first person I'm seeing right here is Alexander Comfort. So we're going to be starting with Alexander Comfort. In 30 seconds, very brief, your name, what you do, and how you met the celebrant, John Best. Thank you very much. Alexander Comfort. Are you there, Alexander Comfort?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, so introduce yourself, your name, and what you do, and how you met John Best in 30 seconds.
I am Alexander Comfort. I'm a mental health advocate.
If you're talking, we can't hear you. If you are talking, All right, so we're going to, while we wait for Comfort to talk, we're going to move over to the next person. We have Babatunde Abifarin. Please, Babatunde Abifarin, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us?
Good evening, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me.
Okay, if you can hear me, we can't hear you, Babatunde.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to move over to someone else. We have Big Tom Integrated. Would you like to unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us? Big Tom Integrated.
Hello. Good.
We can hear you, please. Big Tom Integrated.
Yeah, my name is Abimbola. Yes. So this is Abimbola Benson.
Okay,
Yale Abia State. Yeah.
okay. Welcome, Abimbola.
Thank you.
So how did you meet our celebrant, John Best?
Is that?
John Best now. How did you meet John Best in?
Okay, we met on the platform. I've been in some platform and which is also part of. So I think it was the one that even invited me to Yale some time ago.
All right.
Well, the social network.
All right. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So we're going to move over to the next person. We have Chinedum Sharon. Chinedum Sharon, if you can hear me, can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself and how you met the celebrant John Best? Thank you very much. Chinedum Sharon, can you hear me? Okay, I guess Chinedu Sharon is not. And please, if you can't hear me, or if you're in a place that you can't talk, please you can do the introduction in the chat session, as well as add your social media handle in case you want, so that we can follow each other, especially on your Instagram handle, so we can follow each other. You can share your social media handle as well. So I'll move over to the next person on my list. I have Francis, Mr. Francis ahead. Can you please introduce yourself, Mr. Francis? Or if you can't introduce yourself, you can also type. I'll read from my end. You can also type on this chat session. I'll read from my end. This is a networking session. We're trying to network and know each other better. All right. Mr. Francis, are you here? Okay. All right. I guess
yes, I'm here.
All right. Okay. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Francis again. I met John Best at one of our yearly network meetings last year. And I think that was the first time he was attending our meetings. And since then, John Best has been very, very active and a person of impact. I really, really appreciate you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Francis. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir. I would like to move over to the next person. Okay, we have Goodness. Goodness says, okay, we have Goodness, Jim Ode. Okay, she sent hers as a chat, so I'm going to read it from my end here. Goodness Triumphant. I'm a contract lawyer as well as a social development practitioner, passionate about building adolescents into responsible leaders. John Best is my very capable coordinator in Yali Network Universe Hub, and I met him through the hub. It's been amazing and inspiring knowing him from Goodness. Thank you very much, Goodness. The next person here is Ahmed Buled. Could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Thank you, Ahmed. Are you there? If you can hear me, Ahmed, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Yes, thank you. My name is Guled Ahmed from Somaliland. I am a consultant and researcher, meal coordinator for an organization called an Agriculture Development Organization based on Somaliland. And also I am a peace ambassador, a member of African Civic Engagement Academy, and started February this year for the University of Georgia. Also, I was one of the students who connected you for the Youth in Motion. I think this is this link where I found is from the Youth in Motion and group. So I am very glad to connect to you guys and for African young leaders, and this initiative and session is very important. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmed. It's a pleasure to have you here all the way from very far. I didn't get the place, but I know it's not Nigeria. Welcome, Ahmed. Okay, so we have Joy Dozier. If you don't mind, Ma, please could you unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the house? We are so excited. We want to meet you. We want to meet you. Okay, if you can hear me, Joy. So while we're waiting for Joy, I would like to read some people sent theirs on the chat. We have Alexander Comfort. Okay, fine. She sent us via chat. I'll read it from here. I'm Alexander Comfort. I'm a mental health advocate, a content creator, and a stretch of skill. And as a stretch of skills, a presenter, communicator, PR, CR agent, and security enthusiast. I met John Best in an event before Yali. Awesome. It's a pleasure to have you, Alexander Comfort. And the next person I would like to also to introduce, the next person here is Judith. Judith Ezeuwa. If you can hear me, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the house? Oh, Judith, I think she's off. So if you can't talk, okay, if you can't talk, you can as well type in the chat session. I'm going to read from my end here. And as well, share your social media handle, most especially your Instagram handle, so we can follow each other on social media. It's part of the networking. Thank you very much. So the next person here is Queen Oluwadamilola. If you can hear me, please kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the house. Thank you very much. Queen Damilola.
Thank you. Happy birthday, John Best. Victory. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. I'm Oluwadamilola Queen. I met John Best through Yali Network. And also, I love volunteering, and I'm an agropreneur, social and also socialpreneur. I will drop my social media handle on the chat. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Queen Damilola. It's a pleasure to have you here. And thank you, Ahmed. Ahmed, you said from Kenya. Okay, Ahmed from Kenya. Thank you very much for joining all the way from Kenya. We are so excited to have you. Most of us here are Nigerians, and you're just the only person of the company. So thank you very much. And then the next person here is okay. Alexander Comfort said, I met Beth in an event with the phenomenal Kingsley May on socials. Okay, she sent her social media handle, Alexander Comfort. And then we have Chinedum Sharon. Yes, so she said she can't talk. She's in the, I think, Chinedum Sharon is a social work student currently studying at River State College of Health Science. And she met John Best through the Yali Network River State Hub. And they got talking. She was attracted to him for his passion and commitment to developing young people from Chinedum Sharon. It's a pleasure to have you, Chinedum Sharon. Thank you so very much. And then I want to go back to the people that are here to introduce themselves. Judith, if you can hear me, welcome back. We lost you at some point. Would you like to introduce yourself? Either as a chat or you can speak here directly. Judith, if you can hear me. All right, Judith, I guess she can't hear me. Okay, so Ahmed shared his LinkedIn profile on the chat session, just in case you want to connect with him quickly on his LinkedIn. Ahmed, the person from Kenya, we can connect with him via the chat session now. Okay, so we have the next person here is Sam Mba. We have Sam Mba. Sam Mba, if you can hear me, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the house? We're excited. We want to see you. We want to hear you rather. And please, there'll be a group photograph. So please get ready. If you're not in a place that is lighted, please stay in a place that is lighted. We're going to be having a group photograph. So I'll be asking us to turn on our cameras, and then we're going to take group photograph. Yes, virtual group photograph with the celebrants. This is so exciting already. I wish I can have a background music playing so I can dance. But meanwhile, after the I'm going to play some music so we can dance, and then we'll take group photograph. That'll be it. So.
Good evening.
Yes, Sam, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is Samuel.
Right.
Nice being in this meeting this evening.
Welcome.
Okay, happy birthday to John Best. Though I don't really know him much, it's just through your status on WhatsApp that I've been seeing the birthdays, pictures, and
okay. We lost him at that point. So I guess we lost him at that point. So I'm going to continue with the next person on my list. We have Sunday Jeremiah. Sunday Jeremiah, could you please unmute yourself and speak to us? Sunday Jeremiah, if you can hear me.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Rightly said, my name is Jeremiah Sunday, a Nigerian. I'm a salesman, and also I work with an NGO as a volunteer, like I said earlier, as a project coordinator. So I met John Pez in a group. So I saw the advert volunteering, so I decided to join. Happy birthday to you, John Best. Thanks to everybody for joining here. Nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you too, Sunday Jeremiah. I realized that I haven't gotten to introduce myself yet, and I've been talking since we started. Please forgive me. My name is Maine Victory. Let me seize this opportunity to introduce myself. I'm a pediatric nutritionist, I'm a child advocate, and I'm a virtual assistant. I create content, I do video content, a lot of things virtually I do. It's a pleasure to be here. John Best is my friend, and we are all here to celebrate him. In fact, John Best is our friend. We're all here to celebrate him, and I'm the moderator for this event, and I've been moderating since without introducing myself. My bad, please forgive me. Hope I'm forgiven. Okay, so so the next person on my list here is Solomon Tamkabari. Yes, you can hear me. Introduce yourself.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Happy birthday, John Best. Thank you, Victory, our immediate past secretary, Yali Network University. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks to our wonderful guest speaker. I've learned a lot on volunteerism. I've been volunteering for some time, and I'm still a volunteer. So I met John Best sometime in 2020, last year, during after the COVID-19 pandemic. When I volunteer with the Stockholm Foundation, we went around somewhere in Rumugo to distribute books to people who are out of school, students, children. And that was where I first met John Best. Although I never knew who he was, I only knew him as someone carrying camera and doing the video coverage of that event. I never knew that we are going to meet again. When we met was when he ordered the product for me as an entrepreneur. So I visited in his office with the way he welcomed me, talked to me. Then he was aspiring as the president, as the coordinator of Yali Network University. I never knew it. He never told me that I was a member of the electoral committee. He is a very influential person. He had people vision to come to reality. I sold a product to him, and through him, I sold many products through him because he did a video with me and posted on his social. And so many persons.
Wow. So please, if you have products, please do a video with John Best. You get a lot of customers.
Yeah.
John Best, you're very influential.
Yes. So thank you very much. I work with Service Environmental Academy as the director in Protector Center. We train people in environmental services like fumigation, pest control, data analysis, forest village management. Those are the things we do. You can visit at service.org. I will share the link later in the chat box. So we can visit the website.
Okay.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. 30 minutes. You're taking like 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Right.
Thank you very much. Solomon is an amazing person. I know him personally too. We're going to be reading here from the chats. We have somebody sent, not Kenya, Somalian. Okay. Ahmed is not from Kenya, he's from Somalia. Okay, I get that now. So we have Joy. Okay, Joy said she can't talk now. She's still in the office. Her name is Joy Nwadozie. She said, I'm a safety practitioner, a social entrepreneur, and a mental health advocate. I met John Best Uche, like I fondly call him, in 2015. Wow, that must be a very long word. Through a mutual friend of ours, and since then we've been working on the Right Mind Leaders Network. I'm on Facebook, okay, Twitter, LinkedIn as Join Nwadozie, and on Instagram. Happy birthday to John Best, okay? Thank you so much, Joy, for that introduction. And then we have Judith. Judith says, so she's been trying to join back, but still same. Okay, so she said, my name is Judith. I'm a DCO with the HMO company, travel consultant. I don't know the celebrant, got the post on Telegram. Happy birthday to him. Oh, really? Wow. Thank you very much, Judith. It's a pleasure to have you here. Okay, so we have Judith again. She said she couldn't hear. All right. Okay, so we have Queen. Queen has introduced herself already. She also shared her social media handle, so we can follow her. Oluwadamilola Queen, female. Okay, so that will be that. Who else? Let's get from the audience. Who is yet to introduce yourself? Nobody. I think we have taken virtually everybody. Awesome. So it's time for group photograph. Are we excited? Before the celebrants will come and take the stage properly. So let me talk on my talk and finish. So I want us to turn on our cameras now because it is time for group photograph. Yes. So please, if your camera is not on, they are not seeing your face, right? They are not seeing your face. They're not doing us well right now because you want to take the photograph with the celebrant. Celebrant, why is your camera still off now? Please, everybody, turn on your camera. My camera has been on since we started this event. Thank you. This 5 seconds will not finish later. Thank you. Oh, I can see Queen. I can see Comfort. I can see Ahmed. All right. I can see Solomon. I can see Babatunde. Yes. Yes, finally, the celebrant has turned on his camera. John Best himself. I can see Sunday Jeremiah looking very handsome. I can see who else is okay. We just have Joy. Joy is yet to turn on her camera. That she's in the office. Okay, so it's okay, it's fine. But you can still turn on your camera now. I mean, you don't need to say anything, just turn on the camera only. Okay, Francis is yet. Mr. Francis, you're yet to turn on your camera. Judith, so we have 3 people that are yet to turn on their camera before we take these premium shots. Premium group photograph. Premium. Okay, thanking you. I guess we have to take the shots, the group photograph without them. Let's give them some time. Yay, Mr. Francis is yay. Welcome. Looking very sharp, very sharp. Okay, so who else? Oh, he's left with Joy and Judith. Oh, Joy, Judith. Okay, are we going to take this premium group photograph without them? Please turn on your camera. Let's give them 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so let the shots begin. So who's taking the shot? I'll take from Miguel. Everybody say cheese. All right. Please say cheese again. Cheese. I hope I got this one. All right. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. I think I got that. I want to believe I got that. If I didn't get it, I will do it again. These are premium shots, cannot just go like that. Okay, so thank you everyone. So right now I'm giving the stage over to the chief celebrant himself. Please, the stage is yours. The stage is yours, so.
All right. All right. A very good evening, everyone. Amazing afternoon. Is anybody? Do we have a time difference? I think Guled would have to tell us if it's time. If by his time we are still in the afternoon, or it's still afternoon where he is. And maybe there's any other person that is joining from another part that maybe it's not evening yet, or it's night already, or whatever. Thank you so very much, everyone, for joining this virtual birthday hangout with Best. It's amazing. It's amazing that just we dropped it and then messenger joined, and I don't know, but it feels nice that you guys joined this call, and that means you celebrated with me. You celebrated, my 27th birthday. That's what. That alone, that's just so amazing. It's not making the year 27 or the 27th chapter of mine, awesome, right? So thank you so very much. And I do hope that the message or the presentation from the speaker, our guest speaker, was quite helpful, quite thought-provoking, that what we've learned we could actually put into practice, and then see a volunteering opportunity or volunteering as a way to developing or growing ourselves and all of that, right? And also, I hope that, you know, the networks, I mean, the people that have introduced themselves, you have introduced yourself, the other person has introduced himself or herself. Do not take that for granted. Do not take that for granted. Programs like this or events like this, the essence most times is to have ourselves, you know, network with ourselves. The other person is coming from one group, another one's coming from another group. By the time you network, after here now, you connect further, okay? Connect further, and then opportunities could come. Maybe you could share the same, you may be sharing similarities of purpose, or you may be having like minds, you may be like minds and all of that, you know? So when you connect, it will tell, your connection after now will tell whether or not you could do stuff together, and when opportunities come, you know, you could actually get that opportunity and all of that. So don't take the networking process or the networking session of this hangout for granted at all. I would not, usually I wouldn't take such a platform for granted, right? So thank you very much for the moderator, for all those that have made it possible, in this virtual hangout possible. The team, I appreciate you all. The moderator is there. Mayene Victory Joseph is there. All of them, they made this thing happen. Comfort Alexander, amazing there. I see Wisdom, you're just coming on. You're just coming on.
Yes,
Wow.
and please, John Best, we have one person that is yet to introduce himself. That's Babatunde. I'm so sorry. I think I called you, but then I think you had network issues and you couldn't do that. So Babatunde, please can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself? James, you go next. You're supposed to join in. Yes. So these two people left, please. Let's just give them this opportunity. Thank you. John Best, please, sorry for cutting you. I know you are doing closing remark already. But please let these people introduce themselves. So Babatunde, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you so much for organizing this virtual hangout. It's a good one, at least. I've been following up on John Best for a while. We are co-coordinators. So I met him on the platform where we have coordinators of yearly, and it's is running, I think, RSC conference also. So I have keen interest in what he does, and like his passion and everything for volunteering. So it's a good one. Happy birthday to you. Wish you many. It just surprised that you are 27. I thought you are much older than what you look like, but a good one. You still have a lot of years ahead of you. So I pray God will give you more fulfillment. God will give you more blessing, more network, more strength to run the race. All right. So my name is Tunde, and I'm the coordinator for Ikano Early Up, and also one of the director of Arewa Technology Hub, also the national director for Skill Up Week NG. So that should be all. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, Babatunde, and over to you. It's a pleasure to have you here. Over to you, John. James, please, Thomas. Please, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us? James, please, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. Happy. Okay, my name is James Wisdom, and hello, can you hear me very well now?
I think if you turn off your camera, it's better.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm a member of Yale River State chapter, where I met with Mr. John Best. Indeed, he's the best
person I've ever come across, and I have learned a whole lot from that young man in the shortest possible time so far. I've just been close to him for like 2 months, actively being with him in 3 different outings and 1 external invitation. And John Best is one of the very best person I've ever seen that is passionate and determined, and he's driven, very driven. And actually working with a financial institution as an insurance FSC, an entrepreneur, and a lover of teenagers and young children alike, and an intercessor, a missionary per se. To John Best, happy birthday once again, sir, and to everybody on this platform, good evening. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very, very much, James Wisdom. Thank you very much. We celebrate you. Thank you for joining in. Do your lead, but then you're here already. You're here, and we are happy you're here. So over to you, John Best. Any last word before we call this session to a close?
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Babatunde, and thank you so very much, Mr. James Wisdom. Awesome, man. We're glad you joined this call. Okay, just to summarize, I think I've said everything I wanted to say, and then I was appreciating the team for putting up this this call. May victory. You're quite instrumental to this, and I appreciate that very well. Thank you so very much. And then before now, let me announce, before now, I've been taken out, like I was called out, you know, like I was taken out. So I'm announcing to the whole world now that this young woman plus other people, Comfort was there, the James that just spoke was there, where is a Queen, she was there, and some other person. Meanwhile, Madam, Goodness, Triumphant, all of those, they did something, they surprised me today, like I've not gotten that surprise before, and I they did it. What I'm saying is, we don't cut cake finish, sorry, yeah? But apart from the cake and the chops, you understand now? I hope I think you're part of the celebration, and this one is quite valuable, right? If you did with me, I better drop your emoji, your hand up or clap, anything. If you did with me, if you did the same page like this. So I think you've gotten value for, you know, for not being around for the physical hangout. You know, we tried. They tried to make this one, you know, like a cover up. So thank you so very much for being part of this hangout and for celebrating with me. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful to the team for the surprise birthday hangout as well. Mind you, Mayene, all right, thank you so very much for hands up. Mayene, I think we're going to be having this recorded program or recorded meeting uploaded. The essence is not just for us. This whole thing is not just for us. When we upload it, the content, isn't it rich enough for us to share with other persons? Isn't it cool? I mean, the session, especially the guest speaker session, isn't it cool enough for others to learn? I think we're going to be sharing it online. Then we'll share the link with you. We'll share with your networks and all of that. So it's well. Okay. Somebody's dropping something. Okay, thank you very much. It's a bye from me. I think I hand over to the moderator. Mayene Victory.
All right, John Best, thank you very much, and Best Uche, for that closing remark. So at this point, I have a bad news first. The group photograph we just took, I can't find it. It's hurting because I've lost that group photograph. I can't find it. I've been looking for a second.
Have you checked your pictures?
I can't find it again.
Have you checked your pictures? Have you checked your pictures?
I have checked everywhere and I've been searching. I couldn't find it.
Oh my. Okay,
So
let's take
it's
it.
not too late. We can still take another one. That's why I'm doing this now. We can still take another one. I have a lot of screenshots when the session was going on. But this recent one, this last one we just took, I can't find it. And I'm not so happy
Jeremiah,
about it.
Jeremiah, if you are not connected, if you are not connected already, please let's connect after now, okay? You said something on the platform, opportunities for volunteering.
They just 10 messages. Some people have left already.
Let's connect after now, okay?
Okay, so
Some
please.
persons have left.
Yeah, but it's not too late. We can still do this the group photograph again. Please, can you turn on your camera? Thank you. This time, I promise I won't lose it. Ah, one person even left again. Oh,
sorry.
This will not be plenty now. I'll cry.
Don't cry.
Okay, so James, if you can you? All right, James. All right, I've seen James. So this Infinix notes. Babatunde, please, one more time. Can you please turn on your camera? This last time, it's the last time, last time. After this time, no more. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Okay, so we still have all right, Babatunde, thank you. Okay, so we can take the group Infinix Hot 10 play. Wonder who that is. So now everybody say cheese. I'm not seeing some people's titles. All right. Yay, I got it this time. I don't know if I can share it on the group. I'm sharing it on the chat session right away so we can share it everywhere.
All right, to my Somaliland, is it Somaliland, right? Golet Ahmed, good to see you here.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you. After that is a Youth Emotion Fellowship.
Yeah, sure. That's where I connect to you, sir.
Oh yeah, great. I think the program is still on. That is mentorship section and all that. All right, I think Victory.
Yes,
over to you.
Yeah, we are good to go. Thank you so very much, everyone, for staying till the end. I appreciate you all. So, goodbye. Goodbye. I'm playing music in the background. So if you want to stand and be enjoying my music, no problem. I'll be playing music in the background. If you want to stay and enjoy the music, you're free.
Comfort is there now. Comfort. She good. She's good.
Comfort has good.
I'm good. I'm at my best when I
hear my music.
I can't get the lyrics. You're
not hearing my music.
The lyrics, I can hear the sound, but the lyrics are not getting.
Okay, so I hear my music. Bye.
I can hear your music. I'm hearing, but the lyrics.
It's a song without lyrics. Yeah, it's just a beat.
Yeah, just a beat. I know.
Is that how to dance, Joel Best? All right, thank you. Good day. Good night. Thank you. Oh, what a pretty girl right there. Oh, hello. What's your name?
What's your name?
I can't even hear her.
Stop now.
Annabelle Okanga. Wow, what a lovely name, Annabelle. So nice meeting you. All right, John Best. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, you may end the meeting, right?